Hi y'all, I'm Chase. This is my 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America Special, affectionately known as Wichita. And it is the subject, well, sort of the subject of today's video. Man, I don't like to do videos about politics. I really don't. So Harley-Davidson's politics and what they were doing, I'm going to stay away from that somewhat. There are other issues besides just the politics. I will say this, messing with children is probably not a good idea in any way, shape, or form. Probably not a good idea. I mean, honestly, humans are still animals, and, well, they're mammals. And if you want to find out how vicious an animal can be, mess with its offspring. Go find a grizzly and try messing around with its cubs, see what happens. You'll find out. Works the same way with humans because, like I said, mammals. But we're going to leave that alone. We're going to go with the thing that is more easily talked about, and that's the moving of the RevMax engined bikes like the Pan America and the Sportster to Thailand. Now, this is not a good thing. And here's why. And I don't mean for someone like me. Actually, it's not a good thing for me either, mostly because the prices aren't going to come down. If you think they're going to drop the prices because they're making more money, well, do I have news for you how things work? No, it's going to be bad for Harley. And here's why. There's only one reason why people buy this bike. Well, there's two. Everything on this bike you can get on other bikes now. The automatic ride height adjustment, all that stuff, electronic suspension, all that stuff, tubeless spoked wheels, all that stuff. Two things. One, automatically adjusted hydraulic valves. So that means that you don't have to rip the top end of the engine off every time you want to check do a valve clearance check. You don't have to do that on this bike. I'll give Harley that. Awesome. Here's the one problem though. A lot of people bought this bike. It is a major selling point, especially here in the United States. It's made in America. Yeah. Well, let's just say assembled. I can bet there's probably a bunch of parts that came on this that aren't from America. But we'll just say made in America. That's a big deal to a lot of people. That was a big deal. I've talked to other guys that have Pan Americas, and that is a very, very big deal to them. Probably a bigger deal than just about everything else. The maintenance is semi-easy on this bike, but that's the big deal. That made in America, by Americans. And honestly, this bike is very expensive for what it is. Especially when you put it up against, I don't know, something like an Africa Twin. I think an Africa Twin with the DCT, which is an extra bit of money, is less expensive than this bike. So, what happens? The bike's no longer going to be made in the United States. Anything with a RevMax engine is going to be made in Thailand. So, that reason for buying this bike will be taken away. Why buy a Pan America if it's made in Thailand if you're American? I can just go buy an Africa Twin, or I can buy a BMW, or a KTM, or a Aprilia, or a Ducati, or any other, a CF Moto. Seriously. All that stuff's made overseas. And a lot of it is, man, I hate to say this, cheaper. Less expensive. So, why buy the Pan America then? If they're going to move it overseas, what's the point? I can get a Honda, I can get, like I said, any of these other bikes that are made overseas. And then there's the other side of the, let's call it sword, the other side, the double edge. Okay, first, we're going to move all that stuff overseas. And now it's made overseas, and I don't care now if I'm looking at any adventure bike, because they're all made overseas now. So that's one strike against this. And Harley guys are, let's call it, they're loyal to the blue collar type. They may not be, it's what blue collar guys aspire to, let's say. Yes, there are lots of dentists and doctors. I am a blue collar guy myself, but this is what they aspire to. This is what they dream of when they think motorcycle. Maybe not my bike, but it's some sort of Harley. Because it's made here in America. They want to support their fellow brothers, blue collar workers. On the Sportster and the Pan America, if they're both made in Thailand, I'm not supporting Americans. In fact, not only am I not supporting Americans, I'm supporting a company who said, screw those guys, I'm taking my ball outside the United States, and then I'm going to ship it all back, and the prices aren't going to go down either. You will not get a discount on a Harley. You never do. So they're not going to drop the prices. We can all pretty much agree on that. We've seen what happens. I mean, a lot of parts that are on this bike are from China, in Taiwan, Thailand. I bet they're from all over the place, and the bike didn't get cheaper, did it? So I go out looking for an ADV. The only thing the Harley has left for it is those automatically adjusted hydraulic valves. That's it. That's all it has going for it. All the other electronics, everything else is now on plenty of other bikes. And you've angered the guys, or at least made them a little uncomfortable, because you've hurt people. They see you as hurting people that are just like them. You've made it so they assume you don't care about people like them. So what do? Well, they look at the Harley and they go, great. Man, those guys, they really did some kind of an awful thing. I mean, really. You know what? I think I'll buy the Honda. I'll buy the BMW. Or the Ducati. Or the Aprilia. Because, I mean, it's all made overseas anyways. Who gives a shit? Yeah. That's pretty much what happens. And honestly, it's got to be... It's being done because of greed. Like I said, most of the parts that come on this, I mean, the first time I found out that Harley didn't make a lot of their parts in the United States was I had bought a Sportster, an 07 Sportster. It only had a few thousand miles on it, but it had a bent rim. I needed to replace the rim. So I bought a new rim, took the old one off, had the tire pulled off of it. Turns out, it says right on it, I think it said made in Taiwan. Yeah, it's kind of disheartening. It's like, wow, they made the rim in Taiwan. Why would they do that? I'm sure there's guys here in the United States that would make it because it was cheaper. That's it. And it's kind of disheartening, really. And I'll ride anything. Seriously. They're going to be keeping the baggers here, and I think also anything that comes with the Milwaukee 8. But how much of that Milwaukee 8 is built somewhere else, and then the parts are shipped here? Yeah. I don't know, guys. The whole thing is kind of disheartening, and like I said, it's... seeing U.S. workers take a loss, and I know, oh, we're investing in electric bikes. Seriously? Until there's some kind of super duper ultra breakthrough where you can get 300 miles out of a battery before a charge. Oh, and then you can charge the battery in, how long does it take me to actually fill a tank on my bike when I'm over 200 miles? I think the longest video it ever took was like about 6 minutes. And part of that's me just talking. Yeah. So in about 6 minutes, and we'll save 200 miles. Can you give me a battery that does that? No. So that technology is trash at this very moment. At least for a motorcycle. Oh, and what if I want to go out and it's cold? We all know how batteries do in the cold. So that's what you're going to invest in. Something that's not selling and probably won't be ready for prime time for another, God knows, 20 years, maybe more. So, how many people are those people that are going to lose their jobs that were making the RevMax? Are you going to hire to make these electric bikes? Oh, probably not many. So those people are still losing their jobs. We're just trying to pretend that they're not. Oh no, we're going to do this. I hate liars. I really hate liars, especially people that will gaslight you and lie to your face. I guess that's it. Since I was a kid, I've watched United States manufacturing, hell, even call centers get moved overseas. I've watched things get worse. And Harley was always like a beacon almost for a lot of people. And a lot of people have probably lied to themselves to, I don't know, make them more for the hard-working blue-collar guy than they actually are. And watching them do this, it really hurts. Really saddening. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. The only reason I made this video is because the comments. Oh my god, I hate Harley. Harley sucks. Why are you riding a Pan Am? You know they're building those in Thailand now. They're not yet. They plan on it. I feel like I just needed to address this. So, thank you for watching, lads and lasses. Hopefully my rant did not go on too long. Bye, y'all.